Who doesn't love breakfast and cupcakes for dinner? So this week's movie night is all dedicated to Sleeping Beauty. So stay tuned, I will show you all of my ideas, suggestions, recipes, and craft ideas so that you guys can have your own fun movie night in your own home. So stay tuned, and I'll show you exactly how to do that coming up. Hey guys, it's Bethany here again with Mommy's Movie Magic. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited you can be here with me again for another fun movie theme night because this week we are doing Sleeping Beauty. And if you are new here, I'm Bethany and I recreate movie nights with themes with dinner, drinks, snacks, and crafts and all of the above so that you can have much more fun with your movie nights with your family. So if that's something that interests you, make sure that you head down below and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you don't miss a movie night that I come out with every single week. Because every Friday I come out with a new movie night to give you guys more ideas on what you can do to have fun movie theme nights with your family. And while you're down there, make sure that you hit the like button on this video because it really does help me out and let me know you guys are enjoying my content so I can keep recreating these movie nights for you every single week. Let's get into our menu. So for this week, I took a look at the movie and usually I can find some signs inside of it that give me some ideas on what I should do. Sleeping Beauty didn't have a lot of those for me, so my brain kept thinking, well, she's sleeping. And when she sleeps for a long time, or when I sleep for a long time, I'm hungry when I wake up. And what do I eat when I wake up? Breakfast. So this week we're gonna make things easy and we're gonna have a breakfast buffet of all kinds of your favorite breakfast foods. So for our menu this week, we made pancakes, eggs, bacon, toast, and hash browns. And for dessert, we made pink, no blue cupcakes for our dessert. I love the fight that the fairies had to decide on what color they should make Aurora's dress. So I made the same theme fight for our cupcakes, which were really, really cute. And also, I was trying to figure out a drink theme for this, and there were quite a few ideas out there that I could have gone with, but I kept thinking about that same pink and blue fight that the fairies had. And I knew I could recreate a fun drink that was pink, no blue, that you could enjoy with your family at home. So that's what I went with, a pink, no blue drink that your kids will love. So let's not keep you waiting any further. Let's get into all the recipes and ideas for food and crafts right now. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with our breakfast for dinner. So we got a pan and put some oil down and poured in the hash browns. And we're gonna stir them around so they're not so frozen anymore. And the next part that we're gonna do is add in a little bit of butter for some flavor. And then we added some paprika and some garlic powder. And this was just to give it some flavor that we prefer. And we stirred it up so it was nice and mixed, and you're gonna let it cook until they're all golden brown. And while that's cooking, you're gonna get the bacon ready. So just get out some bacon and fry it up on the pan at a medium heat so you don't burn the bacon. And then I got the pancakes ready. So we made our homemade pancakes with flour and sugar, baking powder, salt, and I added in some vanilla extract, melted butter, and because I had made half of a recipe, I'm only going to add in half of an egg. And then I poured in my milk and mixed it all together. And keep mixing your mix, and it's gonna seem like you have a bunch of lumps in your pancake mix, but that's completely normal. Just keep mixing until it's as smooth as you can possibly get it. And then I got my griddle out, and I used a stick of butter to oil down my griddle. And I went ahead and used my pancake mix. I put about 2 spoonfuls of pancake mix per pancake. Again, I only halved this recipe, so I only made 6 pancakes, but with all the food I was making, this was plenty. So you're gonna cook it up for about a minute, minute and a half on each side until it starts to get bubbly, and then flip your pancakes over and cook it for another minute to minute and a half until they're nice and golden brown. So next I'm gonna get together our scrambled eggs. So I went ahead and cracked 6 eggs into a bowl already and just added in my salt and my pepper. And the next part may seem a little crazy to some people, but I actually add in water instead of milk to my eggs. And I'll tell you why here in a little bit. So go ahead and mix those together and get your eggs ready to go on the stove. Then I just got my pan ready and we put in some butter And you're gonna add your eggs to it just like you would with scrambled eggs. There's nothing special really going on here. So the reason that I end up adding water instead of milk is I switched a while back to do this, as I read an article about how the water actually helps steam and cook the eggs and keep them so much fluffier versus milk. So if you want more information on that, I did include it in my blog, so you can see that in the link in the description bar down below. The last thing I did was just make up some toast, because who doesn't eat eggs without toast? For our cupcakes, we're going to make strawberry cupcakes. So I got started with our flour, and I put cornstarch and our baking powder and our salt. And I sifted it together in a separate bowl so that everything was nice and smooth and mixed together. And then in a separate bowl, I wanted to separate the egg whites from the yolk. So I cracked it open and used the two sides of the eggs just to separate the whites, and then I set aside the yolks in a separate bowl together. I just wanted to keep one of the yolks, so the other ones I threw in the garbage. But you want to get your 3 egg yolks set aside and your 3 whites in the bowl, because then you want to take either your hand mixer or a stand mixer, and you want to beat them until they are stiff with peaks. It usually takes a few minutes with the mixer to be able to get that done. So keep beating them until you get peaks like this in your egg whites. The next thing you want to do is add your butter into your mixer. Obviously I used my hand mixer for the other one, and I used my stand mixer here. So I had 3/4 of a cup of butter that I wanted to smooth out. And at this point, actually you wanted to add your sugar in, but I forgot. So you'll see me add it in a little later. So next I added in the 1 egg yolk and the vanilla extract. I wanted to get it all down off of the bowl so I can add in my sugar, which again, like I said, I forgot to add earlier, which I should have added, but I forgot. But it still turned out just fine. So I mix it all down so that it mixes together. And then at this point is when I add in about 1/3 of my flour mixture. And I add in probably about half of my warm milk. Add in another part of my flour, the rest of my milk, and then now the rest of my flour mixture. So you want to get it all down with a spatula so that it all mixes together, and mix it until it's just all mixed together. You don't want to overmix your cupcake mixture. At this point now you're going to add in your egg whites. So you want to use a spatula and fold it in, because you don't want to lose that fluffy airiness that the egg whites are providing to your cupcake mix. So you want to just fold it in nice and slow and gentle. And then you want to fold in your strawberries. So I had already cut up and pureed some of this strawberry mixture, and you want to fold that into your mix so it's nice and mixed together. And once your mixture is all ready, go ahead and get your cupcake pan out and get your liners in your cupcake pan so they're ready to go. I had my daughter help me, which this is her favorite part of helping with cupcakes. And then I used an ice cream scooper because it helps level off the exact amount that I need for my cupcakes. And I used it to scoop into my cupcake liners so all of them would match and be about the same height level when baking. And once your cupcakes are ready to go, you're going to put it in the oven and bake them at 350 for about 20 minutes, and they're ready to come out. So while your cupcakes are cooling, go ahead and get your frosting ready to go. So I tossed in my 2 sticks of butter into my stand mixer, and you want to cream it up for about a few minutes just so that it's nice and smooth and creamy. Because the next step, we're going to add in our 4 cups of powdered sugar. Make sure your mixer is on low, because your powdered sugar will go flying everywhere if it's any higher than low. And just add it in slowly so it has a time to kind of mix together, and let it mix for, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes, just to kind of let some air get into your powdered sugar. And you add in a little bit of milk and and vanilla extract so that you can get it the flavor you want. And I needed it to be 2 different colors, so I separated my buttercream into 2 separate containers where I dyed one of them blue, and I used my spatula to mix it up so it could be nice and blue color that I wanted. And the other bowl that I set it aside, and I used my pink food coloring to dye it pink, so now I have pink and blue frosting. So next I got my piping bags ready, and I put my frosting into my piping bags. I use a cup, which is a trick that I like, so that I don't have to use both my hands to hold the piping bags, and I have them both free to put all of the icing into the piping bag itself. Now when piping multiple colors, this is a trick that I like to use for my icing. So I take my piping bags and I cut off the bottom, and I use a piece of saran wrap, and I just pipe my colors right next to each other on the piece of saran wrap. And then I take one side and I roll it up. So now it's all together in one thing, and I put it in a piping bag, a separate piping bag now. So both colors are together inside the piping bag. And now they are both together. It makes it so much easier to come out of the piping bag. And I went ahead and just put my star tip on my piping bag and started going at my cupcakes. And it makes this nice mix of pink and blue color. So it came out my pink and blue cupcakes. For my drink, I had to get together the syrup first. So you want to combine a cup of water with a cup of sugar, and you want to bring it to a boil and let it boil for about 3 minutes on the stove top. Once the 3 minutes is up, you want to turn off the heat and go ahead and add in your packet of Kool-Aid. Here, of course, I used a strawberry kiwi packet because it was the pink color that I wanted it. Then I'm ready to combine it with my drink. So I started out with a blue Gatorade mixture because it was just the perfect right of consistency for my drink. And then I used a spoon to slowly pour in that syrup on top of it, which will allow it to sink to the bottom. Now, creating your pink, no blue drink for your Aurora movie night. Okay, I think that's it from me here at Mommy's Movie Magic. Thanks again for joining me for another movie night. So make sure you guys head down to my channel and check out all my other videos that I've made for all kinds of other movie theme night ideas that you guys can recreate with your families. Also, if you've done one of my movie theme nights, make sure that you tell me in the comments below. What kind of things would you like to see? What kind of things did you do with your families? I love hearing from you guys. So make sure you check out my videos, you give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below, all of the above, and I'll see you guys next week for another movie theme night on Mommy's Movie Magic.